The Chalukya dynasty. The Chalukya dynasty in Karnataka was a powerful one. The kingdoms of Kadamba, Kalachuri had become powerful after the decline of the Vakatakas. But the Chalukya kings established their dominance over all of them. Pulakeshi I established the rule of the Chalukya dynasty in the 6th century CE. His capital was Badami, which was earlier called Vatapi. The Chalukya king Pulakeshi II had successfully repulsed Emperor Harshavardhan's invasion. The famous temples at Badami, Ailol, and Patadakal were built during the Chalukya period. So students, the Chalukya dynasty in Karnataka was very powerful. After the Vakatakas became weak, the kingdoms such as Kadamba, Kalachuri had become powerful, but the Chalukya kings established their dominance over all these kingdoms and became powerful. Okay? Pulakeshi I was the king of the Chalukya kingdoms in the 6th century CE. The capital of this kingdom was Vatapi, which is now called as Badami. The Chalukya king Pulakeshi II had successfully stopped Harshavardhan's invasion. Okay? The famous temples such as Ailol and Pattadakal were built during the Chalukya period. Okay, so this is we learned about Chalukya dynasty. Next, we will study about the Pallava dynasty. The Pallava dynasty. The Pallavas were also a powerful dynasty in South India. Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu was the capital. Mahendra Varman was an able Pallava ruler. He expanded the Pallava kingdom. He was also a playwright. His son Narasimha Varman repulsed the attack on his kingdom by the Chalukya king Pulakeshi II. The famous Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram were sculpted during his reign. These temples have been sculpted in single rock. The Pallavas had a powerful and well-equipped navy. During this period, India came in close contact with the countries of Southeast Asia. Internal and foreign trade flourished. Yuan Chuang had visited Kanchi and recorded that people of all religions received tolerant and just treatment under the rule of the Pallava kings. So students, the Pallava dynasty was also a powerful dynasty in South India. Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu was their capital. Okay. Mahendra Varman was the king of the Pallava dynasty. Okay. Mahendra Varman was also a playwright. Playwright means he used to write the plays. Okay. Mahendra Varman's son Narasimha Varman stopped the attack on his kingdom, which was done by the Chalukya king Pulakeshi II. Okay, students, the famous Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram were sculpted during Narasimhavarman's rule. Okay, and the temples have been sculpted on a single rock. Okay, students, the Pallava dynasty had a very powerful navy and also a very well equipments. Okay, students, during the rule of Narasimha Varman, India came in close contact with the countries of the Southeast Asia, and also the internal and foreign trading developed. Okay, students, Yan Chang had visited Kanchi, okay, and wrote in his writings that the people of all the religion in India are equally treated under the rule of the Pallava kings. Okay, so next we will study about the Rashtrakuta dynasty. The Rashtrakuta dynasty. At the height of their power, the dominion of the Rashtrakuta dynasty extended from the Vindhya mountains up to Kanyakumari in the south. Their power was first established in Maharashtra by King Dantidurg. Krishna Raja I had the famous Kailash temple carved at Ellora. So students, the rule of the Rashtrakuta dynasty was extended from the Vindhya mountains up to Kanyakumari in the south. Okay, the Rashtrakuta dynasty power was first started in Maharashtra by the king Dandidurg. Okay, Krishna Raja I had carved the famous Kailash temple at Ellora. You can see the picture of the Kailash temple on the screen. Okay, so students, up to now we have learned about the different dynasties that ruled ancient India. Okay, so in the next lesson, which we will learn in the second semester, in that lesson we will review the social and cultural life in ancient India. Okay, so here we have finished with a lesson. Please read this lesson at least 1 to 2 times.
Of South Indian kingdoms is around 5,000 years old. These kingdoms tremendously influenced the society back then and changed the face of southern India. They were undisputed southern powers until the invasion of East India Company. The dynamic ones were the Pandyan, Chola, Chera, and Pallavas. Now let us begin with some of the main South Indian kingdoms or dynasties which are a remarkable part of our ancient history. Pandyan Kingdom. Pandyans first ruled on Pandyan Nadu, located at the southern tip of India, who later made Madurai as their capital. They were known for their contacts, especially with Roman Empire and their diplomacy. In 13th century AD, Venetian writer and explorer Marco Polo mentioned that Pandyan dynasty was the richest empire in existence. The Sangam literature's early Pandyan dynasty faded into oblivion with the invasion of Kalbhras. The Pandyan dynasty was revived under Kandungon in the early 6th century, who hunted the Kalbhras out of southern India. To gain supremacy in southern India, the Pandyans allied with the Cheras and Sinhalese and took on the Chola Empire. Their later generations, under the leadership of Maravman Sundara Pandyan and Jatavarman Sundara Pandyan, re-established their reign. They expanded the Pandyan Empire into Telugu country and conquered Kalinga, now called Orissa. The Pandyans also invaded and conquered Sri Lanka. Their decline began with the rise of Chola and were drowned by Madurai Sultanate in 14th century. Another important dynasty was the Chola dynasty. They ruled there from late 9th century to the beginning of 13th century and was one of the ancient ruling dynasties of the far south. It had its headquarters at the bank of river Kaveri, and famous ruler Karikala Chola was the one who took over Pandyan dynasty. The dynasty maintained its power and prestige during the Sangam age. The Chola dynasty flourished and became superpower under the rule of Rajaraja Chola I and his son Rajendra Chola I. The successful expedition of the Ganges by Rajendra Chola I was of the great significance to Chola Empire as it sent a very strong message signal to superpowers of the world. He sent an expedition to North India and defeated the Pala ruler of Pataliputra, Mahipala, and got another feather on his cap. Moving to another South Indian kingdom, that is Chera. Kerala and parts of southern Tamil Nadu formed the former Chera kingdom. The extension of Chera dynasty was over Malabar coast, Coimbatore, Erode, Karur and Salem district in South India. Imaya Varaban Nedum Cheralatan was one of the earlier and most important Chera rulers. He was responsible for extending frontiers of Chera kingdom and development of art and literature. Although the battle of Chera rulers and Pandyans and Cholas are famous, there are other battles with the Kadambas of Banavasi and the Yavanas or Romans on the Indian coast that brought the Cheras into the limelight. The Sangam literature describes a long chain of Chera rulers and their escapades. Sengutuvan Chera, the red or good Chera, was the most powerful and celebrated kings who found a place in the legendary Tamil epic Silapathikaram. Under the rule of the king Sengutuvan Chera, the Chera kingdom stretched from Kolimalai in the east to Tondi and Mantai on the west coast. Though notable victories of Kadambas, Yavanas and Kongu rulers made King Sengutuvan Chera very prominent in southern India. After 2nd century AD, Chera dynasty started losing its sheen and saw a rapid decline in stature and power. Famous seaport called Muziris was the center to all trade between the Middle East and the southern Europe. During the rule, the trade spices, ivory, timber and pearl became prevalent, which increased their prosperity. It is believed that Romans built the temple of Augustus in Muziris. This was the evidence of foreign trade that could be seen all over the Malabar coast, Karur and Coimbatore districts. There was one more dynasty which hugely influenced the southern Indian society, that was Pallava dynasty. Neither Chola, Pandyans or Chera could succeed in establishing an empire in the far south. The first to do this were Pallavas. The Pallava dynasty had risen to power by the time of 3rd and 4th century AD and was a strong opponent to the other dynasties of South India. The term Pallava means creeper and in Sanskrit's version of Tamil word Tondai. The Pallavas often got into battle with Kadambas, the rulers of northern Karnataka and Konkan somewhere in the 4th century AD. The era of Pallavas was full of literary progress and architecture, mainly temples. The temples of Kanchi and Mahabalipuram were constructed during this era. Apart from this, the era had great cultural development, hence was regarded as one of the most remarkable periods in southern.
Students, now let us discuss some question answers. Can you tell? First one, whose name did the Satvahana kings write before their own? Answer. The Satvahana kings were known to follow the custom of writing their mother's name before their own. I repeat, the Satvahana kings were known to follow the custom of writing their mother's name before their own. Next one, the ancient name of Kolhapur. Answer, the ancient name of Kolhapur was Kuntal. I repeat, the ancient name of Kolhapur was Kuntal. Next one, name the ancient dynasties of southern India. Answer, the Chair, Pandya and Chola dynasty were the ancient dynasties of southern India. I repeat, the Chair, Pandya and Chola dynasty were the ancient dynasties of southern India. Next one, after the decline of the Maurya Empire, which local kings became independent? Answer, after the decline of the Maurya Empire, the local kings in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka became independent. I repeat, after the decline of the Maurya Empire, the local kings in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka became independent. Next, let's discuss the names of dynasties and their capitals. First one is Satvahana dynasty, and the capital of Satvahana dynasty is Pratishtha. Next, Chalukya dynasty, and the capital of Chalukya dynasty is Vatapi. Next, Vakataka dynasty. The capital of Vakataka dynasty is Vatsaklum. Next, Pallava dynasty. Capital of Pallava dynasty is Kanchipuram. Next, Pandya dynasty. The capital of Pandya dynasty is Madurai. So students, here we have finished with the discussion of some question answers. Please learn these question answers because this question can come in your exam. Thank you so much students. Take care. God bless you.